Hello to all you wonderful people, and welcome back to another installment of Talking Points. This is a place where we drill down to the finer details of teaching you how to protect your assets. And as any investor will know, making the money is the easy part. The difficult is keeping it. And that's obviously where we come in. So at the Wealth Masters Club, we have a team of incredible experts who specialize in the creation and management of specialized trusts, which will then give you the perfect vehicle to grow and maintain your investments. So whether it be crypto, company shares, property, or anything in between, our trusts are the ideal protection, but a little bit more on that a little bit later. Today, though, we're going to be focusing on the topic of trusts once again, and we'll be looking at the finer details and laws relating to that. So the most important thing that you need to remember when it comes to trust is that if it's not set up or managed correctly, then your trust is absolutely worthless. And the problem is that most people find this out a little bit too late. So joining me today to talk about the dangers of an outdated trust is our trust and legal expert, Marishka van Zyl. So Marishka, thank you so much and welcome to our Talking Point.
Thank you.
Now, Marishka, can you just tell us, for people that might not have a full grasp of a trust, what are the fundamental things that have to be in place for a trust to be considered a valid or legal entity?
Well, aside from the founder, trustees, and beneficiaries, the most important thing is that a founder has the intention to let go of the assets and let the trustees administer the trust on behalf of the beneficiaries. We also need an independent trustee as well as a bank account for the trust.
And now on the note of the independent trustees that you mentioned there, if somebody has a trust and they don't have an independent trustee, can that independent trustee be appointed at a later stage?
Well, after the Master Directive in 2017 and overall in practice, we see that the Master will not register a trust without an independent trustee. So if you have an older trust where no independent trustee were ever appointed, it is highly advisable to appoint one now, as no amendments on the deed or letters of authority will be accepted. The Master will request the appointment first.
Marishka, in terms of that independent trustee, is there a possibility that you could have some sort of a temporary person in that role?
Well, in South Africa, the Trust Property Control Act, specifically Section 6, states that the nominated trustee must be duly appointed by the Master of the High Court. Now, this is done by way of issuing letters of authority. You cannot appoint an alternate trustee to make valid decisions on your behalf. Even if the trustee has a clause that allows for the nomination of alternate trustees, their decisions will be void. You may provide another person with a proxy for a specific transaction or meeting. Now, this proxy allows the person to convey the directions of the trustee and not his own thoughts on the matter.
And then how do we know if the founder of the trust, the person who started it, has more rights or duties than they should actually have?
Now you look for clauses in the trust deed that gives the founder the last say, or the founder is the only one that can give instructions with regards to distributions to beneficiaries. If the trustees' decisions are so limited, where they have to run basically everything past the founder, then this is an indication that the founder might have too many insights.
And then Marishka, just in terms of the setup, why is it important to nominate a replacement trustee in your will? Let's say something happens to the founder and they might have been a trustee. What is that importance, or why is it so important to have that replacement in place?
So this is more about the process. When you nominate a replacement trustee in your deed and you want to change that, you have to draft new clauses. And this must be signed by each trustee as well as beneficiaries who have received the benefit from the trust. And thereafter, it must be lodged with the master. So when nominating in a will, it is very easy to change while you are alive. So you can add codicils or tear up the will and draft a new one.
Now, Marishka, I think a lot of people who are listening might have existing trusts, and you might have said something that they realize, oh, I don't have that in place. So if someone does realize that there are things that need to be changed in their current trust, what is the process that they need to follow to make that amendment?
So the very first step is to contact your independent trustee and discuss the change you want to make. The necessary documents will be drafted and signed by all relevant parties, and then the complete set of documents will be lodged with the applicable Master of the High Court. After the Master has perused these documents, he will issue a letter stating that the amendments have been noted.
Fantastic, Marishka. Thank you so much for the time and the insights. I think trusts are one of those things that people always know about, but they don't really know the finer details. And like I mentioned in the beginning, the most important part of a trust is making sure it's set up correctly and administered correctly. But if you're watching at home and you liked what you heard today and you want to find out a little bit more information about the benefits of a trust or how we use them for the purpose of property investments or anything else, then click on the link below in the description and you'll see that you can get a free training taking place this weekend, which is available in both English and Afrikaans. Now, I must say that we are limiting our booking size to just 1,000 people per weekend, and we are currently almost at capacity for the coming weekend, so make sure you are part of the action and register today. Well, that's all we have time for today and this week, but if you'd like to see a little bit more, then pop over to our Talking Points playlist on YouTube, the channel we have on YouTube, and there you'll have an entire library of short videos highlighting the important things for you as an investor. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and if you're the first to know, then you'll be the first to learn. So make sure you are following us and learning as we go. Marishka, once again, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you very soon.
Thank you, Damien.
Until next time, bye-bye.